make that person laugh or something, you're basically filling that person's battery up again. So we all affect each other that way. And then you have negative people that will come in there and then it'll suck everybody's energy down. This happens a lot. This is one of the lessons we learn in 3D. So to overcome it is we have to go to source, or if we're strong enough to overcome it. So in a sense, he or source is teaching us to, that's what this whole lesson's all about, is to overcome these negative entities. But, well, you go, well, that's pretty difficult to do, which, yes, of course it is. That's why it's a difficult lesson. These are hard lessons to learn. And they also said, if you don't pass this grade, in other words, if you don't learn from this class, you end up you can just repeat it. Like I think I told you that before. Okay, and they also said to me, it says, careful not to harden your heart, because if you do, it actually even blocks being energized from source as well. In other words, they used an analogy of that your blood can't flow if it's like having hardened arteries. So having a hardened heart is like having hardened arteries. It's like it's more difficult for God to flow through you, in that way. And then as we all know, the basic lesson is if I have a low battery, if I have a low charge, spiritual charge, it's hard for me to lift anybody else's charge up. So that's kind of what we're all kind of learning here, is how to basically help each other out. We're a bunch of students here learning these lessons. And this is why also forgiveness is important. And that's why, for instance, even in the Bible, when Jesus was telling how the importance of forgiveness, that's basically what they were saying to me. It's like forgiveness is really important, because what it does is it stagnates your battery again, your spiritual battery. If you harden your heart, harden your arteries of your battery, it's pretty hard to recharge it, number one. And then if you don't forgive somebody, it's almost like you're stagnating too. It's like, and as we probably have all experienced, when you forgive somebody, it's like this weight is lifted off of you. It's like, wow, okay, I can get past that. Now I can keep growing. So basically, holding anger in is basically succumbing to the dark side, or basically negative energies. So in other words, if your anger gets so powerful and unforgiveness, you're basically draining your own battery. You're kind of doing it to yourself. You don't even need a negative person around you. You're doing it. You're basically sabotaging your own battery charger. So that was one thing they were explaining to me. Says we need also, okay, as part of the lesson, in other words, we need to have transgressions against us in order to learn. Because if there's no challenge, if we come here, well, nobody ever did anything negative to me, so I don't overcome anything. That's what that negative force is about. It's here for us it gives you something to forgive. It's difficult, I know that. And the higher the transgression against us, the more difficult it is to learn, which we all know that. It's like, well, and we all have limits. It's like, there's some things where we draw a line in the sand and going, okay, you can steal my car, you can steal my money, but, if you pass this line, I'm not going to forgive you ever again. So we have to be careful of that. Again, going back, that's what level 3 is all about. Grade 3 and grade 4, it's all about getting past this. It's very, very difficult lessons to learn, very. And then they also said, at this stage, which I can explain what stage we're at, but basically we're at a stage where this class has become so difficult that hardly anybody has a chance to pass anymore. And we've been repeating it over and over again. And the reason why is because this classroom has been hacked. And I went into that before. Yeah, it's been hacked by negative energies, and I'll go on to why they did that. But anyway, they're here and they're making it very, very difficult for us to pass this grade. So grade 3 and grade 4 has never been so difficult. They said, so we've called for help. We've called in. I'm calling them tutors here. That's kind of what they were kind of saying to me. But our tutors can't write the final exam for us. So all they can do is help us. So the work is still on us. They can't write our finals for us. And they said things are mitigated for us, though. So they're making it easier. Like, take, for instance, a lot of the extreme challenges that we were supposed to go through, they've been mitigating them. So all diseases aren't going to be as bad. The earthquakes aren't going to be as bad. The weather changes aren't going to be as bad. They're mitigating this class for us so it isn't so difficult, because this has become, this classroom is watched from the universe by creatures from everywhere, because they've never seen grade 3 or a classroom be so contaminated, so difficult. This is a really, really hard one. So in some ways, you guys, the fact that we're going through this and we've picked this class to when we graduate from this, man, we're gonna be known as heroes in the universe, because this is like one of the hardest ones I think they've ever seen. This is really, really difficult. And not necessarily this one, but I'm just saying this has been looped. This has been negatively looped so many times. We've never, this class in particular, has never graduated, because it's been destroyed over and over again. And that's where I come in. I know I don't. This is not about me, but I'm just saying there's a lot of starseeds that came here to help this class. And like I said, we're not above anybody or anything. We're just like, for instance, you got to look at me like I'm a grade 6 student, and I'm coming back to grade 3. But what I've also found out by coming back to grade 3 and going, wow, this is super, super hard. This is a lot harder than when I went to grade 3 here. And that's why, for me, it's more like I'm going to be part of it, go through it again. But for me, I'm waking up, start out with deja vu and things like that, but knowing that I've been through this class before. So it's a little bit easier for me, because not only I'm getting guides too, but I've seen these pitfalls before, and that's why I've kind of stayed away from them, try to, be aware of what's kind of more going on. Even when I was growing up, I wasn't aware that I was aware, but it's like, well, this doesn't look right. This doesn't seem right. This doesn't, I've had that going for me. Whereas a lot of people that are new to this, they've never gone through these lessons before, which is a lot of human beings that are experiencing this. And I'm saying human beings because what it is going back to that again, these are spiritual lessons, and you've come to incarnate into a physical body to learn these lessons. Simple as that. I'm just trying to simplify things. Okay. Then a few more things that they told me, and then you guys can take it for how take a lesson there, or maybe you already know all this stuff. They said the plan for Earth was originally to see how such diversity could grow together. That was the original lesson before it got hacked. And not only grow and thrive spiritually in a physical form, but with total freedom, total free will. A very, very strange concept. So it was basically a question mark when we started this experiment millions and millions of years ago. Is it possible? Is basically they were watching this thing play out. So, like I said, they also reiterated what grade 3 and grade 4 was all about, or 3D or 4D. uh, the main lesson is how to deal with negative energies without succumbing to them. That's the big lesson here. To succeed is to turn them around, turn dark into light. We're here to transmute that. So you could take that several different ways. Like I said, I'm just kind of reading you what was told to me. But what I'm picking up from that is it's kind of like we're shown what it's like to be on a rescue mission. We're here to see if we can all get along. Diverse creatures, diverse species, incarnating in a physical body, but yet still have freedom, and also be able to overcome obstacles, especially negativity. What happens when someone's bringing your battery down? As you can imagine, when you bring the battery down till it's dead, that's when basically when we leave our physical bodies. But I've seen people really down and out, their batteries is barely charged at all. So everybody can have a fully charged battery if we help them out, or if they basically know how to do it themselves. So a lot of us are basically have been searching for that ever since we're children. We'll look for it through religions or lots of other different ways, but basically we try to also get it from other people because we want to feel loved from somebody, because we know that we need that to survive. Anyway, there's lots of different lessons here going on. So, okay, like I said, I'm just sort of my notes that I'm reading of things that they've told me. So you guys can take it for if you get some lessons out of there, or maybe you already know all this stuff. That's fine too. But for me, it's almost like they're always trying to even if they're repeating lessons to me over and over again, they want me to get it. For some reason, it's just like it's important for me to understand what we're doing here and how to overcome all this stuff. So, okay, that's my little insight for Sunday. Okay, I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday. I've got a lot of really interesting subjects to talk about, and I'm still looking forward to doing a live chat with somebody sometime in the future here. Okay.